Pots, Pans, and Pioneers. I'm going to show y'all some updates that we're going to be doing, a project we're going to be working on, and some landscape work that we did this past weekend. This is my bell pepper plant, and it is producing lots of bell peppers, and they're everywhere. So my mother is telling me that these can grow year-round as long as they won't freeze. And I'm to pick them when they start to turn a little bit orangey red, and that means that they've reached their optimal growth. But these still have really pretty little flowers on them, and there are bell peppers everywhere. And so I also have some tomatoes that are sprouting up finally, and I'm watering every other day, not every day, so that they don't get too much, water on the root system. And so we've got that. I've got one tomato plant here that is just probably not going to make it. And let's go over and look at our new project that we've got going on. I didn't want to miss out on showing you the potatoes. These are yellow gold potatoes that I bought at an organic store, and I just cut the eyes off of them, the little root things that poke out, and I cut them out. I dried them for a couple days and I planted them, and these have sprouted up. So I'm thinking I'll be getting some potatoes here unless the weather turns really cold. Right now our average is about 80 degrees during the day and about almost 60 at night, so maybe I'll get some potatoes before the winter. Anyway, let's go look at the project. So here's some winterizing that we've done for our landscape, and these are cannas, also known as arrowroot. If you pull them out, the root system, and you dry them, you can have arrowroot. Anyway, we've mulched all of this side, and these little flowers right here are called Sweet William, which William is my husband's name, that's why I have them there. And I've got a little bit of sprig of them right there. So these are some just winterizing beds that we're doing, finishing up our landscaping projects. And then these are more cannas, and there's the next ugly bed that we need to work on. We haven't got around to that one yet in the front, but the side is completely done. And so I'm glad we're all finished with this part. It's a lot of work. Okay, so this is the start of a greenhouse that my husband is supposed to build for me. It's a 10 by 12, and we've got the ground goes at a slant down, and so we've got to dig up the dirt and then build it up on this other side so that the ground is level for us to be able to put in a decked floor. And this is going to be a greenhouse that we're going to leave when we put the house up for sale, and it's just going to be a great little potting shed or greenhouse, whichever the new owners want to have it, either a potting shed or a greenhouse for growing anything they wanted. A lot of people around here do a lot of landscaping, gardening, and planting and doing a lot of pots and stuff like that. So I think this will be an added bonus onto the house. Doesn't mean that we can raise the price necessarily, because it won't add any monetary value, but it might be an advantage that another house won't have, that somebody will say, well, it's already built and it's ready for me to use. So anyway, this is the start of it. We've got it strung off, and it's a 10 by 12. It's not going to be a huge thing, and this is space on the side of our yard that we have never used. And my excuse me, my dream was to have a deck built over here, a covered deck and a screened in area, so we could have quite space to go, or a place to do pots, or to build, you know, landscaping pots or anything like that. Or so I didn't have, even though I've lived here so long, I've not ever done a deck. But I think a greenhouse for us right now is going to be really good, so we can grow this winter before we put the house up for the market. So let me take you over here, because I have some other items that are still trying to grow. This is dwarf kale, or dragon kale. I think it's dragon kale and parsley. It's still trying to grow. And then this is the cabbage that I planted. And I'm thinking I need to move these around because I've got this thing pretty much open. I could probably replant these and they would just take off, maybe. I don't know. And these are the tomato plants that are still over here. They're struggling, but they've got a lot of new growth on them, so I'm thinking that they're going to try to produce something. I just don't know. So anyway, that's our garden update, and thank you for joining us, and I'll keep you guys posted on the greenhouse. We'll be making more videos to show you how that progresses. My husband has a full-time job, so he comes home and works an hour at it every day, and that you've seen about 2 days worth. We started it on Sunday morning, so we did our drawing, our plans, and what we're going to do, and then he's going to come home and work at it all day, and hopefully before he leaves town for his business trip, I'll have a greenhouse. Maybe. If not, he'll finish it when he gets back. So everybody have a blessed day, and thanks for joining me.